United States Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, the challenger from St. Croix in the Virgin Islands, weighing in at 275 pounds. This is the human suplex submission machine. This is the man beast, Trent. From the asylum, weighing in at 385 pounds, this is your reigning, current, and defending NSW United States Heavyweight Champion. This is just your average career killer, J.A.C.K. Referee, you ready? Let's ring this bell.
What's up, everybody? This is the Japanese part of the video, and basically I'm going to talk about a couple things. The big story is MVP going to New Japan. I think for at least the most relevant story for everybody in America is MVP going to New Japan. He's going to be debuting, I believe, on the pay-per-view New Japan is having, which will take place on the 20th of the month. He will tag with Nosawa Rongai, who's been on the Dragon Gate shows. He's got the blonde hair, and they will take on Tomoyaka Hanma, who I'm not that big a fan of, and Togi Makabe, who's the former IWGP champion. Not really a very popular champion, but still a champion at that. It should be a pretty decent match. MVP, obviously, Montel Ventatius Porter in WWE. I believe he'll still have the same gimmick. I believe he somehow used it before going to the WWE, and they used it. I believe that he's pretty good. You know, he's one of the couple guys that I believe, one of the couple WWE guys that I actually wanted to see in Japan. You know, he had Mike Knox. I'd rather see him in other places in Japan. Lance Cade actually went to Japan. Obviously, he passed on, but I believe that he really had a lot of potential, and he really was doing pretty well in All Japan. Paul Burchill, I really want to see him in Japan a lot more. And there's quite a few other guys that got released that I would like to see in Japan, and MVP is one of them. We just see how much, what he does. You know, he's always wanted to do the whole Chris Benoit thing. That was his hero. He's been doing it on indie shows, the headbutt, that. You know, it's going to be interesting and fun to see. So we'll probably see that pay-per-view in America at the end of the month. See, I'm really looking forward to that. Also on that show is a title match. Kojima, who beat Satoshi Kojima, who beat Togi Makabe on the last New Japan show for the number one contendership, will take on Hiroshi Tanahashi in a rematch from the Wrestle Kingdom match. I was a big fan. I actually liked that match a lot more than a lot of other people. I did think the finish was kind of lackluster. Hopefully they can top the Wrestle Kingdom match, and I'm looking forward to that rematch from Wrestle Kingdom. Another title match is Giant Bernard and Carl Anderson taking on the team of Manabu Nakanishi and Strongman. You know, quite a weird team. They actually had a good showing at the Wrestle Kingdom show in three-way against Beer Money and Bad Intentions. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this match just because it's just the oddity of it. It's not going to be this spectacular match, but it still should be a fun match at that. And also, the IWGP Junior heavyweight title will be defended. Prince Devitt will defend it against Taka Michinoku. Really looking forward to that one. That's quite a different matchup that I haven't seen before. Maybe they have wrestled, but I mean, I haven't seen it yet. I'm looking forward to it. Kind of a legend going up against, not even an up-and-comer. I mean, Prince Devitt has finally established himself as a main Japan guy. So yeah, let's move on to the other big story. That's Takashi Sugiura, excuse me. He's kind of like the Kurt Angle of Japan, if you will. It's not like he completely copied him. These guys are both coming out at the same time, both Olympic wrestlers, and both kind of the same wrestling style. He's going to defend his title against Giant Bernard on a Noah show, I believe on the 5th of March. So that's actually a show that I'm looking forward to. Sugiura's had quite a good title run, you know, recently beating Bison Smith. Not the best match, but still a good match, and having quite a few awesome matches along this title run. So I'm looking forward to this match. It'll be two badasses going against each other. Obviously, I don't think that Bernard's going to win it, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm just looking forward to seeing a match where just a different one, and this is a different GHC title match. So there's that. Those are the two big title matches announced: Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Satoshi Kojima. and Takashi Takashi Sugiura versus Jai Bernard. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Yes, he's still working on that. Oh my God! Oh, a jab. Oh, an elbow. Oh, a kick. And he's still standing. He's still standing. Oh, man, it's hard.
What's up, everybody? Undertaker010. I'm here. I wasn't here last episode because I was working, but this is Pro Wrestling Now, and today my segment is going to be called Whatever Happened to. All right. So what the segment is going to be about is wrestlers that started off as a particular wrestler, like a particular character, and all of a sudden like went away and then became a different character. I'm going to talk about one person that switched companies, so it's all right. But like the other one is one that the other two are wrestlers that were in WWE and changed over personas. All right. So the first one is I like the first one better than I like the second one, and then the next one, the one after that is I like the second one and didn't really like the first one. So the first one is a wrestler. I'm not sure if anyone remembers him. He was on SmackDown. He was only there for like maybe 2 months and then just like disappeared into the abyss of nowhereness. His name was Mordecai. He was like the anti-demonic character. He had like the cross, and he had the white hood. He came out like a monk. He was all white. He had white eyebrows, white long hair. And like I totally saw him in like a match with the Undertaker at WrestleMania, good versus evil, who will win? Like that's like what I saw. Like but there was build up between him and Eddie Guerrero because like the promos he was doing was like I'm going for the one that lies, cheats, and steals. He was undefeated on SmackDown. Was like laying the crap out of people, and then all of a sudden, Rey Mysterio beats him on a SmackDown and goes away. Like he never just disappeared. Like WWE just like gave up. Like oh, never mind. They did all this build for him versus Eddie Guerrero, and they could have even gone to the Undertaker, and then like just gone. Just what happened? Just whoosh. And then I'm not sure. I don't know what the timeline between the two characters was, but then I didn't notice until like a couple weeks after seeing the character. I'm like, that's Mordecai, and that would be the ECW vampiric that we all know as Kevin Thorne. So Mordecai went away, disappeared off SmackDown, and then Mordecai came back as Kevin Thorne. I never really liked Kevin Thorne. I will give credit's due. Ariel was hot. She was hot. I think she's doing porn now, but she was hot. Chela Martinez was just really hot. But I never liked Kevin Thorne. Never really got off on ECW. He never like took off. He never became any kind of like even a main eventer on ECW. He was in the New Breed for a little bit, and then like New Breed died, ECW died, and then Kevin Thorne I think they made a release Kevin Thorne. He just disappeared. So that's what I thought about that. I think they should have kept Mordecai, and they should have kept him going with the Undertaker and Eddie Guerrero and other faces on SmackDown. He could have been a great. He could have been a big star. I personally think that they should have kept Mordecai and just not not bring up the Kevin Thorne character. And then the next one I want to talk about is a character that I don't think, if you haven't been watching wrestling a long time, you'd only know him as his second character. But I want to say like 2003, 2004, I'm not entirely sure on the date, but that's what I'm going to say. There was if you can correct me in the comments, I'm not entirely sure when he debuted, but there was, this is when Eric Bischoff was the general manager of Raw, and he had two enforcers, Jamal and Rosie. there was 3-minute warning. I really liked 3-minute warning, but I didn't really like 3-minute warning. They were like pretty generic. They were just like two big Samoan guys who just backed up Eric Bischoff. He just laid people out all the time. When Eric Bischoff, either he left Raw or like he just left Raw for a little bit, and the 3-minute warning just disappeared. Like I think they may have been tag team champions at one point, but they never made it big. And then you also need to start here a year. I think it was like a couple of years later. I'm not entirely sure. I think it was years later. I think 2 years or like 2 or 3 years later. There was promos, and there's this guy with a hat, and he was like, it's like, my name is Armando Alejandro Estrada, and like, everybody listen to me. This is my monster. And I immediately saw, like, as soon as I saw his face, I'm like, holy crap. Like, Umaga came out, and I'm like, holy crap, that's Jamal. Umaga came out and just, like, beat the living crap out of Ric Flair. Like, destroyed him. Absolutely obliterated Ric Flair. He ate him for breakfast. That's what he did. Just absolutely annihilated him. He was great. I love the Umaga character. I'm so obviously rest in peace. He passed away last year, but if he hadn't passed away, I really hope that he would have been bringing back into the WWE, because I really like the Umaga character. I think they should have kept him with Alejandro a little bit longer, but what can you do? I really like Umaga, so yeah, that's about what I want to talk about that. The last one is actually a star that went from WWE to TNA, and total gimmick change. Like, no one, I didn't even know until I read it on NoDQ.com. I was like, what? Johnny the Bull Stamponi. He was in ECW and TNA, ECW and WWE as full-blooded Italians, with Nunzio. He never really got anywhere. He never really got anywhere big. He was the third member of the FBI. But there was a time in WWE and in TNA where Goldust, Black Rain, was I think he was facing Black Rain, or maybe he was with Black Rain. I don't remember. He wasn't that really, but I think he was facing Black Rain, and there was like this big container. Yeah, he was facing Black Rain. This big giant container, and it's like everyone's like, what's this container? And they opened it, and this dude with a mask, he was like jacked, just beat the living crap out of him. And we later knew him as Relic. Killer spelled backwards. But yeah, I really like the Relic character, and I'm kind of sad he went away. But yeah, that's about it. So that was my segment on this. Peace.
Wrestling Now 1. I hope that everyone enjoyed themselves, and remember, if you want to be featured in the episode of Pro Wrestling Now 1, all you have to do is find a way to send me a video of your exclusive content, your work, and we will feature it in the upcoming episode of Pro Wrestling Now. Just make sure that it's as great as this first episode, and we promise that next time we'll do even a better job. This is Pro Wrestling Now 1, and we're out of here. Later, guys.